because we are born Muslim doesn't make us Muslims. Because we are born into strong Muslim families doesn't make us Muslims. It wasn't until my mid-20s, mid to late 20s, that I started to feel this emptiness inside. I started to feel something was missing. I felt incomplete. I also started to feel a bit guilty. Now, one thing I knew for sure is that I didn't create myself and that I'm on this earth for a reason. But I was yet to identify what that reason was. So I called my brother, who was good at listening when we were being taught, who embraced and accepted and applied the lessons that were taught to us. Contrary to what I thought he would say, Subhanallah, Maryam, you're going to burn in hell? On the contrary, he told me that Allah was very forgiving and very merciful. What was the most comforting was he told me that Allah knows exactly what I'm going through. He started to get me to count my blessings because he knew one of the things I said is that Allah isn't listening to me, Allah wasn't answering my prayers. He started to get me to acknowledge that in fact there were so many things I hadn't prayed for that Allah had granted me. And that maybe some of those things I had prayed for, Allah was saving it for a later time, or that he knew that wasn't good for me, but he gave me something better. I also got to realize that in spite of turning my back on Allah, Allah never turned his back on me. Now, growing up, I recall the image of my mother sitting early in the mornings with her Quran, reading the meaning of the message. Now, of course, most of you know that my mother was not born Muslim. And I remember her saying that she felt something was missing and she wasn't getting the answers that satisfied her needs, her curiosity. So she went on a journey to research so many different religions before she discovered that Islam was the one religion that had the answers that made sense to her, that were reasonable, that made sense to her logic and gave her peace of mind. So I embarked on my own journey to find out if there was anything missing in the religion that didn't satisfy my curiosity. So I started to ask various people. I started to read and I started to listen. And this is what I found out. That for us Muslims, the Quran is the basis of our religion. It is the basis of our beliefs. It is the foundation, it is the anchor, it is it. So its authenticity is so critical to our beliefs. Its preservation, that it's been preserved from the time the Prophet ﷺ was given the book till now.